Hello disc golfers, this is Matt Dollar back again with round 1 part 2 of the Titan Disc Golf Open A tier in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Actually today we're in Urbana, Iowa, here at Wildcat Bluff. And like I said, it'll be the second part of the round, so it'll be holes number 12 through 21. We've got James Conrad, Jesse Kirk, and myself, Matt Dollar. And when we left off, both those guys hit an eagle to finish on hole number 11. And I was able to save bird. So we go to hole 12. It is downhill, through a gap, turn to the right. See Jesse's shot skipping on by there. You do have to be careful. There's a creek over to the right. Really good shot to get all the way down there by Jesse. Did go a little deep and a little right, but he's not going to be in the creek. So I'm going to go sidearm with my flippiest felon. Just try to soft touch it.
That might have actually helped.
Ran into that bush down there at the end of the hill, close to the basket. So not a bad bush at all. Here's Jesse putting from the other side of that little ditch, just left of the creek. It's a pretty tight line off this tee pad, so if you hit it and you get all the way to the bottom, you really want to get that birdie. And James threw a nice backhand to get to the bottom, but is not able to convert on the birdie. I'll be the only birdie here on hole 12. We move to hole 13. 406 feet, par 4. Once again, that's pretty deceiving, only being 406 feet, but once again you have a 90-degree turn, this time to the left. And James is going to be the only one to throw a good-looking drive here on hole 13. I really cost myself a stroke here by trying to throw a driver off the tee instead of just putting a position shot into play. Honestly, there's no way to get to the basket using the fairway because the turn was so sharp, so I try to just cut the corner. I found one gap up top, but there wasn't much after I hit the gap, so not the best decision on my part. But we do get to see James Conrad throw another sidearm there, so that's awesome. And it's a good sidearm, so he's 3 for 3 on good-looking sidearms during this round. So Jesse and myself have to scramble out of the woods. I need this long putt to save par. And JC3, the only one with the chance at the birdie, and he will convert. Jesse and myself will take pars, and we'll move to hole 14. Another short par 4. However, you do have to hit that tight gap and continue to go straight. I've actually never seen anyone outdrive the landing zone because at the end of this hole, the fairway turns hard left again. Maybe not 90 degrees, but pretty close. This is another one of those holes where, I wish I was a local and got to play a bunch of casual rounds here, because I would try to go big on a lot of these holes, but trying to play it smart in the tournament. Although I did throw a cutlass off the tee, so throwing speed 12 is probably not the smartest idea, but I was trying to make an easy birdie, and now I'm just going to have to scramble around and get a par. JC3 will be stuck in the same situation, just scrambling to get the par. Jesse will take the only bird there. That was a beautiful upshot by Jesse, by the way. And it will give him the tee box moving into hole 15. So we've got back-to-back short par 3s coming up. One uphill, one downhill, right before we roll into the only par 5 on the course. So you really want to snack up these 2 birdies if you can. This one sets up good for my thumber line, going Moonshine Spark here.
Oh!
We're going to go with the replay. I asked it to go in the hole, didn't quite get it in there, but it was a very nice line. I love throwing the thumber skippers. It's one of my favorite shots in disc golf. So Jesse's got a long uphill look at birdie. He's going to play it on the safe side, and looks like he'll concede a par here. JC3 has thrown some really, really good-looking putts today that just haven't quite went in the hole. So they'll both take a par. We'll move to 16, 236 feet downhill. The trickiest part on this hole is stopping your disc. Well, you gotta hit the gap, but once you hit the gap, it's all about speed control.
Whoa, good job. It's on.
JC3 takes the express lane all the way back to, I'm thinking, hole 14's fairway. Perfect line, but once again, it's all about speed control in this one, and that JK AVR he threw just kept on cruising. He makes a pretty good bid coming back at it, though. But here on the short hole 16, just like the short 15, I'll be the only one getting the birdie here, and I know James is going to have to make a late push here after missing those 2 birdie holes. So this is the par 5, 630 feet. It's a new position. They just moved it a little further back than it used to be. And this hole, it's really all about landing that tee shot in the fairway. It's a pretty good little valley right here at the very beginning of the tee. You really don't realize how much of a drop it is on camera. But if you do hit one of these first trees in the gap and don't make it up the other side of that first valley, you are in trouble, and a 5 will be a good score. Fortunately, everyone in our group threw a really good looking tee shot, especially James Conrad. He put so much force into that destroyer, got him way up there, and he's going to throw a sidearm and try to get up there for an eagle look. If James's drive was not the best drive in the whole tournament on this hole, I would be really surprised. That was an excellent drive. So we're going to do some scrambling up there. James is going to actually nail in his second eagle of the round, according to course par. And me and Jesse will take birdies, and we'll move to hole 18, 279, hard turner to the left. It's really hard to get to this pin. James went with the skipping approach. I tried to go with something a little less stable so I could pop it up and make it go straight. I went with that flippy felon again, but caught that tree in the middle. Jesse's going to go just in front of that tree and give himself a nice look at birdie. So this is definitely a death putt. Most people will probably lay this one up, but didn't quite have it in me to lay that one up. I really like to go for every putt that I have. I'm not the best driver in the world. I'm not the most accurate off the tee, so whenever I have a chance to get the disc into the basket, I got to take it. So Jesse grabs the only birdie on hole 18, and we move to hole 19, 257. Another weird turning short par 3. This one's a weird turn to the right. James took that inside route with the backhand. You won't see too many people attempt that because it's a really small gap, smaller than it looks here on film. And if you do hit one of those trees in that first gap, you're going to take a bogey. I mean, there's no doubt about it. This is like my 4th or 5th round playing this course, and I still have never gotten a 2 on this hole. I went with the Judge outside line Anheuser off the tee this time. Usually I throw some kind of forehand, but I wanted to go with the aggressive play to try to have something that could get far enough back to the right. Nice looking putt from Jesse. And that's a very nice birdie from him. JC3 and myself will cart the pars, and we'll move to hole 20. In the last video, I said that hole 10 was probably their hole 11 was probably the signature hole here. Hole 20 is, I would say, the co-signature hole. Downhill, 540 feet, par 4. And James Conrad just threw one of the best drives that I've ever seen on this hole. The spotter down there said that he hit the tree in the middle of the fairway, like heading onto the green. So we could have had another look at James Conrad trying to nail an eagle, but instead he'll probably have to settle for a birdie. But a birdie would be pretty nice from where I was off the tee. I hit that tree in the middle and kicked hard right, and I'm just scrambling around for par. This is another one of those holes where I should totally be laying up off the tee, but I was just feeling aggressive today, and it definitely cost me some strokes on these shorter par 4s when I should have just been throwing a thumber or a mid-range off the tee. So Jesse and myself are both going to take 4s, and James will card the only birdie here on the kind of soft par 4. And we move to hole 21, the last hole of the round, and this hole is anything but soft. Little bit of zoom there on the camera work, but so basically you're trying to hit this middle gap, and it's like a tunnel, super tight, and the basket finishes up to the right. This is also a new position, 369 feet. I think this is new. It could be the traditional long. But I believe it was pushed back a little further than last time I was here. This is a hole where 3 is a really good score. Getting a 2 here is the ultimate bonus. Getting a 4 here is pretty standard, because that first gap is tight, and then as soon as you hit that, there's more tight gaps. So James is going to try to finish his round with a big putt here. And he does. Big Annie with the JK. Great putt from James. Great round. And James will finish at the best score on the card, and he will actually finish with a 62, which is 11 under par. It will come out to be 1028 rated. At the end of this event, James would actually come in second place behind Michael Johansson. Myself and Jesse Kirk would tie for 10th place. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Check out more videos from Matt Dollar Disc Golf.